She's actually balancing on my leg. God, I really look rough today. Sorry, I've like just got out of the shower as well, so my hair's still a bit wet. For anyone who's been missing Beyonce. Okay, so I'm just about to go make my breakfast, and the thoughts I'd get would be like, well, you don't really need to put topping on that, or don't have as much of that, or like, why are you even having this at all? You could just have an apple now. You're going out for lunch later, you need to save your calories, have less now. Blah, 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 blah. And to be honest, I don't try and argue each individual thought because like there's too many, it would be exhausting. And I feel like as soon as I argue one down, another one pops up in its place. And for me, the thoughts like keep coming basically until one is convincing enough and lands on me. And then I go, oh yeah, obviously I need to miss this now and whatever. So I actually find it easier to just like completely block the thoughts basically and like go into the kitchen knowing what I'm gonna have and think, no, like this is non-negotiable. You cannot negotiate with an eating disorder. Like it never stops. If you give in to one thought, then you'll have another thought, and then you'll have to do that, and then you'll have another thought, and then tomorrow you'll have to match what you've done today. So yeah, for me it's easier to just try and totally block it. And I have one argument back, which is Bren Baby's Bones. It's like my little mantra, and those are 3 of my reasons for recovery. Another saying that I love is, don't give up what you want the most for what you want in the moment. So like, don't give up on Bren Baby's Bones because I want to miss peanut butter now. Missing it now just keeps me in that cycle of, if I have a thought that I shouldn't have a topping, then I don't have a topping. So the next time I have a thought that I shouldn't have a topping, and then it's like urges and compulsions, like you then just have to do it. Even if the thoughts are really convincing, I try to just remember, no, Bren Baby's Bones, this is why I'm doing it, opposite actions. I'm trying to break cycles here and not respond in my old ways and just enforce those behaviours and those beliefs, because then in 10 years' time, I'll still be doing those behaviours and those beliefs. Even if it's convincing, even if no one's around to watch you so you could get away with it, even if you're eating out later so you think you should make up for the calories now, or you've gained weight this week, or you're feeling too big, or someone's made a comment, like there will always be a reason. But I think if you can see them as just thoughts, it's not the absolute truth, however real it feels, and then opposite action it. Yeah, I feel like that's helped me a lot to like make breakthroughs in my recovery. Anyway, I'm gonna go make my breakfast. Beyonce's having a play. So I've made hot Weetabix with peanut butter, honey and cinnamon. I don't know, it's just something different, isn't it? Clearly not out of the habit of leaving all the peanut butter till the end. I didn't like that as much as I like my porridge. And now I've got that feeling of like, oh, I wasted my calories. I should have just had something that I knew I loved. Right, food doesn't have to be perfect. It's hard to remember that like food is coming in regularly now, and it doesn't need to be the best thing I've ever eaten every single time. Like I can just have porridge again tomorrow, or if I want porridge as a snack, I can just have it later. Even just looking at that bowl now is annoying me, honestly, but right, leave the table. Really working myself up now in my head. Something that really helps from Elisa's Follow the Intuition YouTube, she says, when you leave the table, like don't carry that meal with you. Don't keep replaying it in your head. Don't come to the next meal and think, well, what did I have for my last meal? So should I miss some food out of this one? Which is so hard, but like, yeah, every meal's independent, that is done. And I'll try and record again later if I'm feeling a bit better. just picked up a cinnamon pretzel on my way home from work for a little afternoon snack. So I didn't end up recording again in the end yesterday because I just had such a rough day. And so I'm trying to do something nice for myself today. Got myself my pretzel. Oh my God, it's warm. I can see this ending really badly. I've got white trousers on. The amount of times I've dropped my phone now. I was quite sickly, but amazing. So I wanted to talk about yesterday because it was not a good day from start to finish. Like, yes, I get these thoughts and I hate them. And I hated yesterday. I was really frustrated all day. But I think the important thing about yesterday is, like, I didn't act on it. I didn't act on the thoughts. I didn't restrict. I didn't compensate. It's definitely getting better. Those days are much less frequent. The thoughts aren't as loud for me anymore. Like, they do still come. Well, you saw it yesterday. I do still get really shit days. But yeah, I don't know, like, I think when I get stuck in recovery, it's when I get shit days and I get the thoughts, and so I think, oh, well, I better do whatever it says then, and I want to feel better. How can I make myself feel better? Do what this thought is telling me. I don't know. It's hard. It's really, really hard. There is nothing nice about going against the thoughts in your head. But, like, I don't know, if you get a thought and act on it, then in 5-10 years time, you're still going to be getting that thought and acting on it. So, like, at some point, you need to get that thought and think, fuck you, I'm doing opposite actions here. That was so sickly. Oh, cinnamon sugar. So I definitely do still get thoughts, but I think my issue in recovery now is more like coping with my physical recovery and like letting bits of recovery catch up with each other, because like I'm in a healthy body now. I do not have an anorexic body anymore. Yet I still have some anorexic ideals, and like how I value skinniness and my thoughts around weight and expectations of my own like shape and size, I would say are lagging. To be kind, like my weight is like this, but my beliefs around where I should be are like this. So yeah, it's a really uncomfortable place to be. And it's not just my body either. Like, I've gone back to work this week after a long chunk of period of time off because we were at home getting married and we had our honeymoon. And so I came back into the office this week and it was like a slam in my face of like all my old routines and behaviours and like just rigidity at work before I left. And it's not even big routines, literally things like the place I like to sit in the office, the mug I like to have my coffee in, the time that I have my coffee, where I put my lunch in the fridge, the lunchbox that I bring my lunch in. It's just small behaviours that like kept me safe before. They made me feel in control and on top of things, and like I felt okay if all of my stuff was completely in order. And now that I'm doing a bit better, I don't know, I've come back to it and I'm like, what the fuck? It now just seems like boring really and sad and restricted to me. It's kind of like as I'm getting better and breaking out of like my eating disorder bubble world, my like capacity for living is increasing. Like, I don't know, mental space, my freedom around food, my interest in socializing, everything's getting bigger, yet my life hasn't all caught up with that. I don't know, that doesn't make sense, but like same with my body. Like I feel like my body's gotten bigger, it's gotten healthier, but my expectations on what my body should be are still stuck back however many months ago in thinking I need to be skinny. People talk about when you lose anorexia and then you need to fill the void, because eating disorders are completely consuming of your whole life, thoughts, physical health, social relationships, work, everything. And then when you're starting to lose your eating disorder, like, what do you fill that space with? And I know obviously the solution isn't to like, well, restrict my world back down then, or my body back down, but that like interim period of all these discrepancies, like, it's so uncomfortable. I really hope I'm not putting people off recovery here. Like, I am just being really, really honest. And actually, I can speak from past experience. I know that it does get better. It's like, you can't wait for your life to be in place and then you'll recover. Like, I'll recover when I've got friends, or when I've got a job, or when I've got a boyfriend. Like, whilst you're ill and your eating disorder is consuming everything about you, it's so difficult to get those things. I kind of know in my experience, like, I had to be well to build my life. So part of it's that really shit, like, you have to get well to be able to go and do those things. But then there's that period of like, you're getting yourself well, but those things still aren't in place yet. Oh, I don't think I'm making very much sense. Basically, for me, I think I am outgrowing things about my eating disorder and my eating disordered life and my routines and my weight and food control and my fears around food. I'm getting much better from all of those, but I've not just walked straight into oh, and here's my happy, healthy life. I guess I just need to be like patient, which I'm not very good at, but patient with this period. And I don't know, in the same way I don't like act on every thought that comes into my head now, I guess I don't want to look for that quick fix around like life, routines, my body, everything, and just, yeah, run back to anorexia because this bit feels a bit unpleasant. I don't know. Maybe people can relate. Anyway, I'm sorry this video has been a bit like nuts and all over the place, but hopefully it shows you that like I do still get thoughts myself, and the way to stop them isn't to act on them. You can have thoughts, do the opposite, feel like shit, even if it's for a whole day or a whole week or a whole month, whatever, and like, yeah, over time it does get better, but just don't look for that quick anorexia fix. Even if you feel completely shit and guilty and horrible, like, that won't last forever, but acting on the thoughts will keep you in that eating disorder cycle forever. So yeah, don't take the comfortable option, even though it's easier and it feels better now. Like, where will that lead you 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line? And I don't want to sound like I'm preaching with this, but it has been working for me, and I'm so much less scared around food and, I don't know, going out for dinner with friends, eating spontaneously, picking up a pretzel on the way home because a new place has opened and they look amazing, and not having to miss lunch or breakfast or whatever to allow the calories. So lots of love to everybody, and I hope you have a lovely weekend. And if you don't have a lovely weekend and you're getting thoughts and feeling terrible, like, just tolerate it. It doesn't last forever. Like, opposite actions break that cycle and it will get better.